So let me just be real with you guys out the gate. Rise of the Tomb Raider is one of those games that has been in my life for years, and somehow I just never fully committed to it. I had it on Xbox back in the day, but my experience with it was glitchy, so I fell off. Then I had it again on Epic Games, played maybe like 2 hours and stopped. And then in 2026, I saw it on Steam for about $2 and told myself, you know what? Enough. Sit down, finish this game, and see it through the end. And I'm glad I did, because after finally beating Rise of the Tomb Raider in 2026, I walked away thinking one very simple thing. I should have finished this game a long time ago. This is one of those sequels that doesn't try to reinvent everything. It just takes what worked before and sharpens it. It builds on the 2013 Tomb Raider reboot, keeps Lara in that more grounded survival adventure lane, and throws her into a cold, dangerous hunt tied to ancient mystery, lost history, and the kind of myth meets reality story with, which is, this trilogy loves to play with. I mean, the game is also very much built around exploration, like optional tombs, puzzles, crafting, and story progression, which is a big reason it still works. And honestly, that's really the heart of this game. Like, Rise of Tomb Raider feels like that perfect middle ground between cinematic action game and old school adventure hunting. Like, you've got shootouts, you've got stealth, you've got climbing sections, you've got resources gathering, you've got base camps where you can upgrade skills and weapons, which I personally love that, especially from the 2013 version. But where the game really started winning me over was when I got pulled off the main path and started finding those optional tombs and extra challenges. That's where the game starts feeling more like Tomb Raider in the fullest sense, to be quite honest. I mean, let's be honest. The combat is solid, but it's not the reason I'm gonna sit here and act like this game is legendary. The combat does the job. It's functional, it can be fun. Lara is more versatile here. And once you get into a rhythm with the bow, stealth, kills, and movement, it feels good. It definitely feels good. And honestly speaking, for me, the real magic is the atmosphere, the discovery, and that feeling of what's around the next corner, you know? And that's where the game earns its respect. And visually, this game still looks really good. Not good for its age, I'm gonna say. I mean, actually good. Like the snow, the mountains, the caves, the lighting, the ruined spaces, the abandoned structures. This game still has a look to it. It has mood. It has weight. It feels cold. It feels dangerous. It feels like you are on a real expedition that goes a long way. Because even when the gameplay isn't doing anything revolutionary, the presentation keeps pulling you in. I mean, the graphics have aged gracefully, and the snowy Siberian settings dominates the experience in a way that really gives the game its own identity. But another thing I appreciated is that the game has little touches that help the world feel more alive. Stuff like the voice acted collectibles and lore pickups actually matter more than you think. In a lot of games, I'll grab an item or a collectible, see a wall of text, and keep it moving. But here, the game does a better job, all right? It does a better job in making the world building easier to absorb. Even a language proficiency mechanics where Lara learns to interpret like more of as you explore adds a little extra flavor to the whole adventure. I mean, it's not some game changing system, but it helps sell the fantasy. Now, story wise, though, I think Rise does a pretty solid job. It's not perfect, not by a long shot for sure. It definitely has some slower, like pacing and stretches. And I'm not gonna lie and say I was glued to the screen every second. This was not one of those games where I felt like I had to burn through the whole thing in like one sitting. But I kept coming back, and that matters. That says something because there are a lot of games that lose me halfway and never get me back sometimes. But Rise of the Tomb Raider kept bringing me back until I finished it, and that counts for a lot of. In my book, it counts for a lot, because those are the moments where you're just like, "Am I really gonna sit here and play this game for that long?" You know. But that's actually one of the biggest compliments I can give this game. Like, it stayed with me even after all the years of starting and stopping. Once I finally locked in and played it to the end, I got why people rock with it. Like, I got why this game reviewed so well when it came out. Like, back in 2015, GameSpot's review rounded up, listed IGN score at 9.3 out of 10. Metacritic put the Xbox One version at 86. And even the now Steam audience still has it sitting in a very positive territory at 92% positive user reviews, which I think IGN's 9.3 makes sense for the time, especially if you were coming off the 2013 reboot and wanted a bigger, more refined version of that formula. I can see the argument. I really can. But me personally, I'd frame it more like this. Rise of the Tomb Raider is a okay. Let me rephrase this. Rise of the Tomb Raider is not perfect, but it is absolutely worth playing, especially now. You're not paying launch price, not dealing with hype, not asking whether it's the future of gaming. You're asking one question: is this game still worth my time? And my answer is yes, especially if you can catch it cheap like I did. It's always on sale on Steam, so if you do have a PC, go for it. Because for a couple of bucks, what you're getting here is crazy. You're getting a polished action adventure game, a strong Lara Croft performance, some beautiful environments, fun tombs, a decent story, and a full experience that still feels premium. And if you're buying it on Steam now, yeah, you're usually looking at the 20-year celebration version of it, which bundles in the base game and season pass content too. So, at that point, it becomes even easier to recommend. For me, Rise of the Tomb Raider is one of those games that reminded me why finishing older games can be so rewarding. Sometimes we leave games behind because of bad timing, glitches, burnout, or just too many games in the backlog. But every now and then, you come back to one of these old ones and just realize, nah, this was actually fire. Like, I just wasn't ready for it yet. And honestly, that was this game for me. I didn't love every single thing about it. I don't think it changes the genre, and I don't think some of the gameplay systems are a little safer than they could have been. But I had fun, and I enjoyed the journey. And by the end of it, I genuinely wished I had beaten it sooner. So if you've been sitting on Rise of the Tomb Raider like I was, let this be your sign to go ahead and run it. Just do it. And if you want to see my full playthrough, it's up right now on Your Gamer TV. So definitely go check that out, which is right there in the background. That's what I have in the background playing. That's right, good sirs and ma'ams. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Rise of the Tomb Raider. Did this game live up to the hype for you? Did you like it more than the 2013 reboot? And where do you rank it in the modern Tomb Raider trilogy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more reviews, playthroughs, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.